Said I can't be lit 24/7, yeah. Can't take no before still in heaven, eh? It's gonna take more than flirting to that's why I don't hit you up that much. You gon' have to show me what's love before you just get let in. So I can't be lit 24/7, no. With a pick this big, nigga can't just get up and go. I know you want another hot girl summer, but I ain't finna hop up and hunt ya. I'ma let you drop off that number and let you get the getting.
Yo, I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. Bars because I'm nice and all that. Nay, what's good, Nay? Glad to see that you're back. And that's for all things entailed. You know what I'm saying? The good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, all of that. You know what I mean? Not just saying, I want you to, I hope you get into something so that you get what I'm saying, right? I ain't saying it like that. But it is good to hear from you again. You know what I mean? And we about to get into a reading for you. A specific request at that. So this request is about, you want to know if you should waste your time or not. If you should expend your time, your energy with this particular someone that you've known for some time now. And, I just want to toss this in there, from an astrological perspective, that you've been dealing with each other, for a Saturn square. All right. So I already sense that there's a lesson to be learned here. And it's at the climax of that, if you will. Pause. But it's like a come around. When they come around, they stick around. And basically, we'll get to that, so I'm pretty sure that might get clarified in the reading. You don't want to waste your time. However, if you can keep them as a friend, or if it's worth it, you will keep them as a friend. And reason being, I guess, because of the tone, is like it's an off and on thing. Your relationship is weird, which is okay. Weird is starting to become okay. But it's weird because how y'all could be apart from each other. Y'all can endure being apart from each other for some time. And then when you link back up, y'all are like crazy about each other all over again. And I find that kind of cute. You know what I mean? I find that kind of dope. You know what I mean? But that's just my personal spin on it. We're going to get to drawing some cards and find out what else is going on. All right. But ultimately, if it's worth it, parentheses, right? You'll keep them around for my friend. So Spirit, give me the guidance, give me the strength, give me the wisdom. There goes the card. Give me the wisdom and give me the ability to articulate this message for Nay in a way, bars, that is comprehensive and as a compass. It's the number 9. Okay. Now, in numerology, the number 9 is about endings. However, and I've noticed with this deck, first of all, let me describe the deck a little bit. The deck, I usually use this deck, right, to see where the blind spot is for people. And, sometimes we may overlook it. Sometimes it's subconscious. Sometimes we feel it, but we don't consciously acknowledge it to the extent that we need to. So this is showing us something that may be in the blind spot, right? The number 9. Take a look at this. Definitely see pyramid here. It's a couple of pyramids, as a matter of fact. There's a lot going on in there. Circles, lots of shapes and stuff like that. Pyramids inside of circles. And squares. Sheesh. It's a lot going on in there. Make of it what you will. But it's definitely the number 9. I'm going to place that right there. Place these up here. Gonna get the definition of the number 9 from the book. Pardon me if the volume went down as of recent. All right, this should be better, right? All right. Let me find out what's going on here. Coping. If you have drawn this sigil, see, this is what I mean about this deck. Like, I've noticed that when I draw definitions from this deck, they don't align with the numerology of it. So I'm going to refrain from this point forward, probably, from discussing the numbers. However, no, I won't do that. What I will do is I'll still discuss the numbers and see where it takes us, see where it flows, see if it resonates at all. If it doesn't resonate, if it don't apply, let it fly. That's with any other reading anyway, regardless. You know, if it doesn't fit, you must have quit. That was cheesy. But anyway, if you have drawn this sigil, you are currently coping. You are coping in a situation where you need to do something other than to cope. To cope is to make specific alteration mentally, emotionally, or physically so that you can manage or adapt to something that is causing you stress. A coping mechanism is a specific procedure, process, or technique which manages or allows you to adapt to stress. Some examples of coping mechanisms are addictive behaviors like cutting, binge eating, smoking, gambling, denial, humor, attacking, regressing, overcompensation, humility, self-blaming, avoidance, disassociation, positive focus, escaping into movies, books or imagination, intellectualization, distancing, disconnection, falling asleep, passive aggression, projection, repression, and substitution. Stress is serious business. A human cannot thrive in an atmosphere of stress. When a human being goes into a state of distress, well-being immediately declines. And so it is only natural that we should want to make a change to the situation as quickly as possible. But often the situation that is causing us distress cannot be eradicated. It is out of our control to eradicate the stressor. So we are forced to manage with it and adapt to it. This is especially true in childhood when we did not call the shots about our own life. The people around us did. Many of these coping mechanisms allow us to survive distressing circumstances in our lives so we can keep on living and expanding despite the stress. They benefit us in some way when they are invented, but over time we can see that the very coping mechanisms that benefited us are in fact the very things that are hurting us and the people around us. What once followed for our expansion is now making our expansion impossible. When we grow up and find ourselves in situations that are absolutely changeable, where we do have the power to diminish or eradicate the stressors, we do not realize it. In accordance with the illusion of powerlessness we perceive in ourselves, we simply indulge immediately in our coping mechanism instead of actually making positive changes to our life. If you have drawn this sigil, the time has come to see that you are not actually making an improvement to your life relative to this situation. You need to make a change that actually changes the situation instead of continuing to cope with it. Because in this situation, as difficult as it may seem or be, you actually do have the power to make a change to the entire situation, provided that you will first choose with your free will to stop coping with it. Interesting. I'm going to kind of go off on a limb here of what I feel after reading that and stating that there's either stress deriving from this relationship or the lack of this relationship or lack of a relationship in general or just daily life stresses, right? But it did specifically say stress regarding this situation when you draw this sigil. So what I would say is, like if you, or like you mentioned, you don't want to waste your time, right? So I'm under the impression with that type of terminology that there are times before in your life that you did waste your time. And perhaps that is where stress has derived from. Now, I would think that that would be outside of this relationship, however, because of how this relationship is. It's weird, right? It's off and on. However, it's when it's on, it's on. You know what I mean? And It's not like the person just pops up and disappears. They pop up, they stick around for a little while. You know what I mean? Pause, that's crazy work. But they do. And then eventually, though, they got to go, right? So it's that long distance thing, and perhaps that's one of the stresses of perhaps you don't want to waste your time, and then during one of those away times, if you will, something happens in their life, someone happens in their life, and then you got to deal with that, right? The time apart from each other after having good times with each other can bring stress as well, right? Wondering what they're doing, how they're doing. And, I'm reaching right here, but those types of things could cross an individual's mind. And maybe you've been in situations like that before, to where the coping mechanism was to just, I got to deal with it. What else can I do? Yet subconsciously, you're still stressed out about it. Or is it the opposite? You've been in relationships where they brought a large amount of stress because you were so on top of one another that it increased the stress levels. So this relationship is more like the eye opener, the refreshener that says, look, you can actually have a healthy relationship. It's not traditional, right? It doesn't look societal. It's weird. Yet you're not stressed out about it, right? Could be that. And I might be swinging, pause, that's crazy work, but I might be swinging more towards that direction because I'm under the impression, because of the way of your tone is when describing this, it's like, if it's worth it, you will keep them around as a friend. So it's kind of like homie, lover, friend vibes, right? So it's kind of like, well, is that what the new relationship looks like? And maybe not in a general sense for everybody, but perhaps for you, right? Perhaps you fare well with a long distant relationship that you get to enjoy when the time comes for some time, and then separates for another amount of time. And it's not one of those situations where it's overbearing, it's overwhelming and producing stress, right? So the number 9, even in the sense of numerology, could mean that it's the end of being in the types of relationships that are stressful. Let's find out, though, right? Let's get some cards out here. That's my spin on it, based upon what I'm feeling, what Spirit is giving me at this very moment. Sounds like you have an ultimatum with that description, a way to adapt, as the description of coping suggested, right? We adapt. We create these coping mechanisms so we can adapt to the situation, to the relationship, to the people that we have in our life, to the person in this situation that you have in your life, right? But is this new for you? Is this way of coping new for you, to where it's like, oh, I'm not even stressed out about dude because, I don't got to see him every day, and I could say he's my friend without him getting, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm just a friend on some Biz Marquee shit, you know what I mean? Returning power, Biz Marquee. Hold up. The Spirit, I'm drawing tarot now. Let's get some cards out here to discuss this further. Give us some insight, some more insight. We got the 10 of Cups. So we got the 9 out here, and then we got the 10 coming right after, and it's in the Cups. That's rainbows and sunshine. Let's keep going. I want more cards out here so I can get a bigger picture before I start. Before I start going in. Spirit. Okay, I'm told to take these. Knight of Cups. Six of Pentacles. Un momento. King of Cups. Okay. let's pause right there. Let's stop right there for a minute. Shit looking crazy, right? But well, it's for sure. Water energy is out here all over the place. So definitely dealing with the water sign. Scorpio energy is out here, as well as Pisces energy. So reunions, 10 of Cups can be reunions. So I'm feeling like that's where this happy feeling, this, togetherness feeling, this not for nothing long-term relationship. Y'all got 7 years on, off, back and forth. Bars, I'm nice. We already know that though. And like you said, when y'all are together, it's on. When it's on, it's on. So I call that domestic bliss. 10 of Cups is domestic bliss. And sometimes domestic bliss, there could be a lot of fantasizing while apart, or some fantasizing while apart about something even more, perhaps marriage. But even if, like, when there's time spent apart, there is thinking of you, is what I'm saying here. Mars and Pisces, because 10 of Cups is Mars, Pisces. Look, when Mars is in Pisces, right? I know some people with Mars in Pisces. You could daydream the fuck out of something. Like, you might not ever do it, though. You understand what I'm saying? But it sure is great for the imagination. It sure is great for the vision board. But we already have proof here that this person will come to you. This person will come see you. And that means something, And to have, like I said, it's a Saturn square, 7 years. Saturn moves in sevens, seven cycles. So, like I said, this is like the climax of the first duration period of y'all knowing each other. Saturn also represents commitment. So that can be a symbol as well. And Saturn is in Pisces right now, transiting Pisces right now. So that can be a sign of commitment. Because although y'all off or on and y'all homie level friends, y'all didn't label it as nothing other than that. Perhaps there is just enough proof there to show the potential that it's worth it. Perhaps. Well, let's keep going. This Knight of Cups is dude. This is him right here. With a proposal, with an offer. I don't know if he's done it yet, but if he hasn't done it yet, he's probably going to do it. I don't know what that consists of just yet, but it could be something romantic. It could be, the same way like it's been going. When he comes to town, it's on. When it's on, it's on. It could be repeat, rinse. You know what I mean? But definitely it's about taking action. It's following his heart. And not for nothing, this is your ideal type of guy. I don't know if you discovered that or if you took note of that yet or if you want to admit it. Right? I think somewhere in there it said about, did it mention denial in there? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about another reading. Excuse me. Let me stick to the script. But this person is the ideal dude. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't know. He's coming with the cup. Pause. It's crazy work. But he's done it already, obviously, right? He's contacted you. He's reached out. He may want to take you somewhere, do some things with you, on a date, like some dates, show his affection, this, that, and the third. You get the gist. And it's genuine. It's genuine. He wants to be generous. He's going to be generous. Not for nothing, you are too. So it's like a mutual thing. Like you fuck with him to the level of where you'll prop him up too. You'll support him. You might fit the bill or something like that. you're with it though. So this Six of Pentacles is telling me, is answering your question about, is it worth it? I'm seeing yes, it's worth it. I'm seeing yes, that it's worth it. This person, the relationship is going to be worth it. So I'm not even in their business yet to say how much money they have, and you know, that's not what I'm brought here to do. But I am showing you, I am seeing, in what Spirit is showing, is that there will be enough. Not only enough, there will be even more than enough. Okay, so whatever that means, it means, and they're not stingy, and neither are you in this situation, is what I'm saying. So it will be worth it, to answer your question on that. And if you don't believe me, just get some good advice from someone, or get some advice from someone that you confide in from that type of perspective. All right? Check in with a person that you would want to run that across and say, you know, I got this situation, because the King of Cups is out here, but it's just like the King of Cups is parlaying, like just over there doing what the King of Cups does. A wealth of knowledge, trusts in their intuition, trusts in their emotional intelligence, and can and will and definitely be a guide for you. Emotional stability, this King of Cups person. So they can give you more insight into the situation at hand. Do I want to clarify? I mean, this is pretty. I do want to insert this here too as well, right? With this Ten of Cups here. Reunion. Re. Saturn rules over a lot of words. Revise, revamp, restrain, refrain. Speaking about revisions, Mercury retrograde is at hand. So this is why, as you mentioned as well, that they're coming back into your life. You mentioned that. You did say that. I left that out. They're coming back in your life. You don't want to waste your time. Expect that during this time. It's Mercury retrograde. Even when you feel like your significant other, your lover, is distant and apart from you, this is the time when they're going to think about you. I don't care how man of steel they are. Some type of way, some type of text is going to come through, or some type of reach out is going to come through. It usually happens during this time. And that's even with people aware now, like more people being aware. Oh, it's Mercury retrograde. Look out for your ex, or look out for someone who, you know what I mean, is in a weird situationship, relationship with you. People still do it. You understand what I'm saying? People still do it. So I just wanted to put that out there too. Like, you can expect that. At the same time, this is the time. You're doing well by wanting to get a read at this particular time with those things on your mind, bars, because it's Mercury retrograde. So what you're doing right now is reflecting, right? Reflecting on the times y'all had, how the relationship is, what the situation is. You don't want to waste your time, but how is it going to be? So it's kind of like you gotta reflect on it and pause to imagine what it could be like, what it should be like, and things of that nature. During retrograde, you want to tweak. It's tweaking time. You want to cross T's, dot I's, get information, do research. And not for nothing, you might not be as vocal at this moment as well. If you even respond, if you've responded yet, you might or might not. And I say that because the transit is getting heavier with the North Node in Aries right now and the South Node in Libra. So I'd say because of that, you know, there's a real push for individuality right now. And it depends on what culture you come from. I've studied this somewhat, or what type of ideology you possess when it comes to north nodes and south nodes. But, I would say like this: if there's refuge found, like removal of stress when you interact with this guy, then I would suggest you contact and converse back with them, even during the retrograde. Because not for nothing, there could be some great information that they give you to help you interpret whether it's not a waste of your time. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that part. What else? And I say refuge because South Node is more of a spiritual sense. Right, South Node, is more of a resting period, or when you want to get away from the stress. Now, just think about it. North Node in Aries, people on go right now. A lot of people I know are on go. Bars are nice. We already know that though. And that's how the energies are. That's how the energies pull. And they pull at the brain. They pull at the head. So stress in the head. That's kind of expected too. I'm not saying it's a great thing, but in order to balance that, what do we need? We need rest, right? We need rest. So if you are able to rest in your partner's breast, bars are fucking nice, then so be it, And I mean that even in a long distance type of way, not in an actual way, figuratively. So let me see. Let's get messy a little bit though. I don't even know. Should I do this? Because it's like, yeah, why not? You might unearth some things. So this is what I think is valuable to ask at this point, in addition to what you've already requested. Because these cards were very straightforward and clear about the spirit. What we want to know right now, what Nay needs to know is should she spend her time? Because the way she worded it, and I know what you mean though, you're spending time or you're spending energy. You're not wasting anything. We don't waste energy. We may waste other things, but and if there's anything, okay, let me rephrase that. Let's go on with the word she used. Should she waste her time? Let's see what pops out. Let's see what spirit comes with. Stubborn. Divine hand interferes. What do we have here? Striptease, gamble, Vegas, nightlife. Y'all are going out. What else, spirit? So I don't know if you call that a waste of time. But like I said, y'all are dating. Y'all are going on a date. Dates, plural. What else? So that might be a waste of time, though. Is it stressful? Are you out of that phase? So that's something. Clarify the nightlife, spirit. Harmony, balance, peace, happiness. So if going out is because harmony, right? So let's say y'all get together, y'all go on a date. From what I'm understanding, from drawing this card after that card, this is not the typical type of vibe y'all should be on. I'm just keeping it a beam. It should be, because, look, right? Harmony being drawn after that. This could be harmonious for some couples, for some people. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. You know what I mean? I've been there, done that, all that. You know what I mean? However, there's peace on this card as well. This is not the place for peace. These places are not the places for peace. So you see these stones, they all smoothed out. This is where you listen to the waves crash, and you get the plucking flowers out of grass and all types of earthy shit. You understand what I'm saying? That type of shit, that type of vibe is what y'all should be on. Now, maybe he's on that, because of this Knight of Cups, it looked like he might come with some romantic shit. He might want to walk across the beach with you. He might want to do something like that. I see water in the Knight of Cups card anyway. He's carrying water, So he might want to get on some tranquility, peaceful type thing. Now, you might, on the other hand, say, let's go to Vegas. Let's go to the strip club. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe that's your vibe. But like I said, when I was mentioning this is the ideal guy, something was like nudging at me to say, well, does that mean boring? And I don't, something was nudging me to ask that. Does ideal for name mean boring? Because it's just something to ponder on. And I say during retrograde is asking you to ponder on that. Stress and what's not stressful is asking you to ponder on that. Have you become content with stress because it's just like, well, fuck it, life is life and we're going to go through stress any kind of way anyway. So I'm going to the strip club. Or have you reached that point where you say, I don't want stress, so I'm going to the fucking beach. And then you can understand which is wasting time and which is not. Because what I'm seeing is one of these is a waste of time. If dude is ideal but he's boring and you want to be on a nightlife scene and all that, then dealing with him is a waste of time. If you on that peace, serenity now, woosah, walking across the beach, then I'm seeing that it's not a waste of time. And even if he's like the nightlife type, he might come on some new shit and be like, he want to go to the beach. He want to eat some sandwiches under a tree or some shit. Spirit, what else? Pulling one more card from this deck because I just feel this not the deck to keep. Divine intervention. Spirit, narcissist. Egotistical, opportunist, fragile. I said we're going to get messy, right? Just keep on drawing cards. Which one of you? Okay, so there may be an instance where one of you, because I don't see egotistical being assigned to harmony, to balance, peace, and happiness. I can't see that being associated to nightlife, striptease, gambling in Vegas. Opportunist is out here. So is this guy coming forward to you for an opportunity? And if so, what is that opportunity? Spirit, clarify narcissist, egotistical, opportunist, fragile. Can you be all those things? Because if their ego gets bruised, they can become fragile. Have you ever experienced anything like that with them? What is this? Hopeful, inspired, optimistic, success. Maybe I'm feeling this guy wants to be with you on a more committed level in some type of way. And they are actually optimistic about it. I see. They want it to be successful. They're hopeful that it can work. That might be with the offer. They may be coming, like I said, they may be coming with an offer. I don't know if it's just merely dating. It might be something more than that. Like coming into your life for real, pause. And this whole egotistical thing is, if it doesn't become a success, then they're fragile. They can be bruised by that. Now, it may be emotionally. We're dealing with a Scorpio here. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it a being. And that's not a diss to Scorpio. I'm just saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Scorpios, y'all know what I'm saying too. I know a lot of Scorpios got a lot of what do you call it? Ability to harness and control. It's just how far does the control go? Or is this because you're not just your sun sign, you know? You might have a sun in the 5th house or something. So more Leo energy involved, right? And if their ego is bruised, how do they respond to that? How do they react to that? Even more sun in the 5th house. It'll be wild if they do got a sun in the 5th house, because optimistic is out here. That's bright sun, fire energy. You know what I mean? Inspired. Now we're going to go back to tarot. Now we're going to go back to tarot. Spirit. I done opened the can of worms with the messy deck, right? When I pull out the messy deck, it's wild. I start getting some deets. But I told you in the beginning, I used the blind spot deck. You know what I mean? If you're trying to avoid stress, right? Trying to get away from stress. I guess maybe that's why your tone was like that. Are you wasting your time? Because, the fragility of, and it may not be being rejected, because like you said, it's a good time when y'all get up, right? But when a person is trying to commit and go to the next level and offer, I told you, it's 7 years now. I know my shit, yo. So that's a cycle. What's this? Shattered dreams, nightmares, unhappiness. The 9 of Cups in reverse. So I'm feeling like, look, this is this person. Okay, I get it. This is this person's mentality. So like I said, we're going through a Mercury retrograde right now. So this person, although they're optimistic, the thoughts still cross their mind. What if she says no? What if she turns me down? What if she rejects me? What if I want to be more than the homie lover friend this time around? What if I'm walking through the door with a ring? This motherfucker might propose to you, But he has also thought it out on both. I'm getting all sides of the spectrums. So I'm feeling that this didn't happen. This is just where his thoughts can go. They can go to dark places that are more sad, like, more. But what if? Because you even said, what if? I said if in parentheses. Is it worth it? We've already seen, Spirit told us, it's worth it. However, this person still thinks about the rejection part of it. So I'm feeling strongly that there's going to be some type of offer being brought to you. What's this? Death in reverse. You know what, Nay? When I draw this card after all of these cards, I gotta keep it a bean. I'm feeling like there's a part of you, and this is why I said I posed the question, is the stress, like, is the relationship cool the way it is? You know what I'm saying? Like, perhaps it's better to keep him as a friend, off and on, the weird relationship, because when y'all on, when y'all away, y'all can endure being away from each other, like, it's cool. However, if this thing intensifies and he does bring this offer to you, this proposal to you, again, this could be marriage. I seen the first card drawn was the 10 of Cups. He could be coming to propose to you. It's the 7th year in a square, and a square is an obstacle, not for nothing. So I'm feeling like maybe you are like, you know what? I don't know about all that. I mean, that's why we're having this discussion. That's why we're doing this right now, because it's just like, you don't know about all of that. But what I'm seeing here and feeling is that it's about to be proposed like it could be more than what it is. And not for nothing, it could be both of you, but like I said, with him, and when I say both of you, I mean in the fear of starting something new or altering, right? That word was definitely in the description of coping, altering something. Do y'all want to alter this relationship to a way where you'd end up coping? Because death in reverse is about dependency. So would y'all be depending on each other to fill a void and using each other to depend on just to fulfill the void of perhaps being lonely or just not being with someone on a regular, continuous basis? Because it's something that really should be considered here is the part that it's a long distance relationship. And when that moon factor kicks in of being around each other a lot, being locked in, like that's when the real serious door gets opened, you know? So it's kind of like if a proposal is being made to you and the math isn't math in meaning, well, are they going to move to where you are? Is it that type of proposal? Or is it just words saying, like I said, Mars and Pisces, the fantasy of, yo, I think we should take it to this level. Oh, word? You planning on moving out here? No, I didn't say, oh, I'm not moving out here, but I think we should just be more than homie lover friends. And in your mind, you might just be like, yo, but how does that math even math when you're miles away? Like there has to be some type of more of a realistic look at that. And the fear of beginning something like that with this person, I think it falls more along the lines of you moving forward in that type of way. And not for nothing, you know, that's what squares are about too. You know, just because they're challenges and obstacles doesn't mean that it's like when you go through the challenge and the obstacle, like what y'all are going through right now, then yeah, you experience that for a reason. You get the lesson, but it doesn't mean, like, let's say, because I said the card is already out here that it's worth it. So it may be just worth it to have him as a friend, because at least in this moment, because when Saturn transits more, you might see that things may transpire more in harmony. So I will also say in harmony, this card, right? I would also say to check their temperature if you do interact with them and be like, yo, so where you thinking about going, or where you want to go? And if they're in this, that might be a red flag. Because you're trying to get to a place of balance, peace, and harmony when that's not the type of environment for that. Spirit, give me, what else? Give me some more. Give me some more. What's this? The Sun card. You want to be happy. Both of y'all want to be happy. And like I said, it's worth it. The card has been drawn. The Six of Pentacles shows it's worth it. The balance will be a generous one. It will be a peaceful one. But that's why I say also to look out for, you know, because like I said, this guy has thought it out, bounced ideas around and scenarios in his head. What if it happens like this? What if she says this? What if she does that? So he might say, oh, well, let's go here just because of trying to be situational or draw up scenarios that maybe he knows you like the nightlife, or maybe he knows you like the beach. So he'll offer you to take you to the beach. That also may be why because you see how far apart that distinction is. that could also be what this opportunist card is about. So their approach is like, well, I'm going to offer or say and do the things that I know she likes, which I don't think is a terrible thing. You know what I mean? However, at the same time, when studying commitment, and not even commitment, let me refrain from using that word, because y'all are homie lover friends, first of all, and you want to keep him as a friend if it's worth it. Let's be clear about that. Let me not even distort that. And it shows that that is possible. It is worth it. Yet there should be harmony, balance, and peace, because it takes two to tango. Venus, Libra rules over relationships. That's just how the cookie crumbles. So freedom is associated with the Sun card. So I sense this. If there's like some offer to lock you down, this is not the time for it. I feel like you are going to be the one that's not going. And the reason why I must stress this is because they're the ones bringing the offer on this table, on this spread. They're coming to you. Like, yo, this is what I feel. This is what I think. And they're optimistic too. But like I said, they got those thoughts in the corners of their mind too. Oh, I hope this works. You know, they're optimistic too. But the freedom, I think the freedom in your relationship is at least what's keeping it good right now. So it's like, if it's not broke, why are we trying to fix it type shit? But I got good hopes about this relationship. Spirit has good hopes about this relationship. And the opportunist card being brought out here could also merely mean that this is the opportunity to try to, you know what I'm saying? Get in where you fit in, pause, but like in a more serious type of way. You know, and it's a challenge, it's an obstacle, it's a Saturn square, 7 years, bars, fucking nice. And it makes them happy to be open about it and open to you about it. That part. Nice. Dragons. Take us out of here. The dragons are about to come out, or at least one of them. Perhaps they're going to say something that I already said. Say something you already said. Or give us something in addition that can assist in this guidance, in this interpretation, in this articulation, for you and this Scorpio man. I think he's alright. You know what I mean? Personally. But Spirit, get us a dragon. Hold on, let me turn the deck around. Get us a dragon to take us out of here. To guide Nay. Spread them wings for this relationship. There it is. Prayer. Pray about it. Pray about it. I think I'm getting a strong feeling that he does pray. Not saying that you don't, but when I spoke about him thinking about what if, I feel like he does that in a praying type of way because he's optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I pray, I hope this goes the right way. I hope this ends up being what I think it could be. You know? Sometimes people pray different. Like, I can attest to that to myself. Like, I don't get on my knees and do all of this, and I don't even be closing my eyes. No disrespect, God. But You know me, nigga. Nah. All right, let me get to it. So, prayer. The violent amethyst dragon would like you to become familiar with your true spiritual side. It wants to guide you toward belief. Call this incredibly beautiful dragon to you. Visualize it in front of you, radiating deep calm and perfect balance. Sit down and meditate with it. Be aware of the exact moment between breathing in and breathing out. The amethyst dragon would like to remind you that there is great power in prayer and will ask you to pray. Choose to whom you pray from the many choices available. Your guardian angel, God, Buddha, and ascended master, such as Jesus, his mother Mary. Jesus once said, "And whatever things you might ask in prayer, believing, you will receive." Begin your prayer. Ask for blessings so that you can become a blessing for all beings. Feel the deep peace inherent in prayer. Think of a topic that concerns you and for which you would like to pray, and formulate a prayer. Recite it 3 times a day for 7 successive days. There go that number 7 again. Always at the same time each day. After each prayer, perform a brief exercise. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. Perform a brief exercise. Breathe in the light from the divine source via your crown chakra and breathe it out through your heart. As you breathe out, let this light envelope your prayer. Now breathe the light back in through your heart and out through your root chakra, deep into the earth. Thank the violet dragon, sending it a golden thank you from the bottom of your heart. It has reminded you of something very valuable. So the dragon said what it said. The amethyst dragon. I must add on to that it's pretty simple. Should you pray that this is not a waste of your time, it won't be a waste of your time. Should you pray that it won't be a waste of your time and you believe that it won't be a waste of your time, whatever amount of time y'all spend together. There's optimism out on this board all over the place. Sprinkle here, sprinkle there, sprinkle. The shit is out there, right? We've seen that. We've heard that. So I would say to keep that optimistic, upbeat attitude. Homeboy got the same type of attitude. You get what I'm saying? So, the death in reverse card, okay, that's part of the prayer. Look, I don't want to go through. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want it to turn out this way. I don't want to alter it and then it becomes stressful. You know what I'm saying? I just want it to be good. You know what I mean? I want it to be like it been being, or whatever the case may be. Pray about it. Pray about it. I'm not doing your prayer for you, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, just believe. Keep that upbeat, optimistic attitude, and, we'll see. I'm rooting for y'all. All right, until next time, I'm out, Nay.